welcome back to our second consolidation video. And I'm here with my teammates once again.
Hi, I'm Marco, once again.
Hello, I'm Betty again.
And so for this consolidation video, we're going to be working with a B1 level of students, and we're going to work with the same quantity, which are 10. And we will be working with students from ages 16 to 18 years old. And our topic for today are idioms. So let's take a look at the objective for this activity. We want our students to be able to learn and practice common idioms in English and look at, or maybe even discover their equivalent expression in Spanish. For our first idiom, we have piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
We have spill the beans.
You were a world-famous wrestler. Spill the beans, old man.
A storm in a teacup. It's raining cats and dogs.
It is raining cats and dogs out there.
No pain, no gain.
For the next part of the activity, we will do a short practice with the students where they will be able to connect the meaning with some idioms in Spanish. For example, we have piece of cake that in Spanish would be pan comido. Okay, so they have to look for the equivalents in Spanish for each one of the idioms that we have here. So they have to look some examples like this one for the next 4. After students finish this, they will do their own flashcards for them to be able to practice them in other activities if they want to, and for them to be able to review them. Once we finish with that activity, we'll move on to the role play. That is going to be the practice and production for the students. They have to be divided in pairs, and they will choose role play in a situation where they think they can use one idiom. So for example, we have here spill the beans. That can be used when you're gossiping with your friends. They could do the role play saying, I have something to tell you, something you have been waiting for. Oh my gosh, spill the beans. So this would be the way they will be producing.
Well, after the roleplay activity, we have some questions for the students to discuss, to share how they felt with the activity. And these are the following questions. The first one is, in what situations have you heard these idioms before? If so, maybe the students have heard it before in the street, at their home, at school, but they didn't know what they meant. The second one is, in which situations will you use them? Something that might have been exemplified in the role plays. The third one is, which one did you like the most? First, the students maybe did not like that much one of the specific idioms and like another one. It depends on what they consider best and if they consider they are useful for them in a real life conversation. Number 4 is, which one made less sense? In this case, it will be up to the student's perspective, but at least for me, I consider that the one that makes less sense is it's raining cats and dogs. As a native Spanish speaker, you may find it confusing, as so students might do. And the last one is, which one do you like the most, either English or Spanish, and why? Since these students for this activity were supposed to have Spanish as their heritage language, maybe they have heard before expressions or idioms in Spanish, because these are very common in the Latin American culture. The moms, grandmas use this kind of dichos to express themselves, so they might feel more comfortable for that part with the idioms in Spanish or in English, since it is like their native language, right? That will be it. It will be like the end of the activity, but still we need to make the connection between the topic and sociolinguistics. Well, we found interesting to use the topic heritage language. We checked it in a chapter in an article wrote by Carla Brown, Basically, during this activity, we use students' heritage language, in this case Spanish, as a resource to facilitate comprehension and participation with the target language, instead of viewing Spanish as an obstacle per se. And by acknowledging students' bilingual abilities, us as teachers can create a bridge between their linguistic backgrounds and the English learning process. This reveals a sociolinguistic perspective where language learning is seen as a social process influenced by both identity and communities. Just to conclude, the activity exemplifies how teachers can integrate learners' linguistic repertoire into English instruction without explicit discussion of theory or culture, just to ensure that students actually have the chance to practice the learning, the language, in this case English, to use it in real life scenarios. And that will be it. Thank you. Those are our references, and goodbye.